and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today, I am going to be doing another episode of speed reviews. And this is where I give you a bunch of quick reviews on some products that I have been testing, and I've got my final thoughts on them, and I want to let you know what I think about them. I want to know what you think about them as well, so feel free to comment down in the comments. Everything I talk about today, I will link down in the description box below. I am wearing some of the products on my face, but everything else that I'm wearing on my face, I will also link down in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. Okay, with my speed reviews videos, I break them down into 4 categories. It's just an easier way for me to kind of organize my thoughts. So the first category is yes, yes, yes. These are the top products. These are products that I'm loving. These are products that I would recommend. And I'm very picky when I put things in this top category. They have to really wow me for me to put them in the top category. So yes, that's the top category. The next category, slightly under that, is good but not great. So these are things that are obviously good but not great.
Duh.
These are products that I enjoy, I would recommend, but they're not wowing me. They're not extraordinary. They're not life-changing. Maybe there is like one little caveat to them that is not making them get that top spot on my list. The third category is meh. These are products that I can take or leave. They're not terrible, but they're not good. They're just kind of in the middle. I'm a little bit just indifferent to them. And then the bottom category is, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not.
These are products I don't like, things that didn't work out for me, things that I don't recommend. And listen, just because I don't like something doesn't mean you won't like it. I always tell you why I like or dislike something, and that may give you a direction of why you may like or dislike it as well. Let's get started. We're gonna start with the top category, which is yes, yes, yes. I love this product. Obviously, it's in the top category, Rachel, come on. But I have to tell you, I expected to love this product, but I love it so much more than I thought I was going to. And this is the Sugar Drizzle On Top of the Mountain and Beneath the Stars highlighter palette. So this is a highlighter palette full of multi-chrome highlighters. This is so gorgeous. I'm not or haven't been a huge wearer of colorful highlighters in my past. They're not things that I really gravitated towards in the past, but I had seen so many brands coming out with these multi-chrome highlighters, and I was really interested to give it a shot, and I wasn't sure which one to pick up, and I happened to be placing an order with Sugar Drizzle anyway, so I thought I would just throw it in the cart. I think these are so beautiful. I am wearing one of them on my face today, and the thing I love about this the most that I didn't expect to be the case is when you're looking straight on, you can't see the highlighter on my face. Like, you can't see the stripe of whatever color it is. It's only when I turn my head that it's like, woo. And it's so bright and beautiful, but it's so subtle at the same time, meaning there isn't like a stripe of blue or a stripe of green. And that's always what I feared with colorful highlighters. This is a colorful highlighter that is just like a sneak attack. Like, you don't see it coming, and then all of a sudden I turn my face and it's like whoosh, in your face. Love it. Highly suggest this palette. I think it's so stunning. Now, I definitely do prefer to apply this with my fingers because they are very putty-like. I feel like when I apply it with a brush, it doesn't really give the same effect to my skin as much as it does when I press it on with my fingers, almost like a Super Shock product from ColourPop. It does remind me of that texture. So highly recommend this. I've been loving it. I did pick up everything from the Glamlight Strawberry Shortcake collection. And by the way, everything that I'm talking about today does not include eyeshadow palettes. I do a separate eyeshadow palette ranking video, and I did just upload one a few days ago. So I will link that down below of all the palettes that I've been testing recently. So everything else in the collection I did put in today's video. So this is the Strawberry Shortcake Blush. I think, yeah, that's all it's called. And this is one of these colors that is very popular right now, a really pretty cool toned pink. Now, generally speaking, I am a warm tone lover. Like with eyeshadows, with blushes, with lip colors, I am more of a warm tone lover. But this color is very, very pretty for certain looks. And I felt like when I first tried this out when I did my video on the collection, which I can link down below. I wasn't really impressed with it. I thought the pigmentation was very, very, very light, but I find if I use a denser brush, it does give a little bit more pigment. It blends out really beautifully. I think the color is really, really nice. I think it's a really absolutely gorgeous blush. I love the embossment on the pan of her face. I think they did a really good job with this product, and I hope they come out with more blushes in the future because this one is very beautiful. I've really been enjoying using this a lot more than I thought I would. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about in my top category, by the way, there are a lot more things in the top 2 categories than there are in the bottom 2, so that's good. I've been talking about this product in quite a few of my recent videos, but I want to talk about it again because I've been using it every single day, and that is the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector in the shade Peach. So I have very dark under eyes. I always have. I probably always will. It is the most self-conscious thing about my face that I have. Did that make sense? I'm very self-conscious about my under eyes is what I'm trying to say. And I always use a color corrector. I typically use the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, which is a lot more expensive, and it's a very different texture than this one. First of all, the Becca one has different shades of peach, and I use the lightest shade, so it is a little bit brighter on my under eyes. This one is a little bit of a deeper peach, so if you are very fair, you probably will need to wear like a medium to full coverage concealer over it to be able to hide that dark peach color. I always wear a medium to full coverage concealer though, so that's not a problem for me. I love the texture of this. It's more of a satin texture. It's not super emollient like the Becca one, so it gives a really nice base for my concealer. It doesn't sink into my lines. It's a really beautiful color corrector, and it does a really good job of color correcting my under eyes, which I really need personally. Now, if you don't have very dark under eyes, you probably don't need this because it's pretty heavy duty. It's pretty pigmented. You probably would do better with a little bit more of a sheer one like the Becca one, but for me and my dark under eyes, this is working wonderfully for me. Another thing I've talked about recently in a video is this primer from Pacifica. I did receive this in PR. They sent me a box of like a whole bunch of their stuff, which I'm so grateful for. And this was one of the top things that I tried from that package. So this is the Vegan Collagen Skin Solve Prime, Blur, and Hydrate. So it's basically a hydrating primer. I have been experiencing a little bit more dryness in my skin than usual, meaning my skin has been leaning more normal. I usually have very oily skin, and typically in the summertime when it's very hot and humid here in Florida, I don't really use a primer per se. I just use my moisturizer and it's enough for me. But I've been wanting a little bit more something, a little bit more something under my foundation, and I find this gives just the right amount of moisture to my skin. It provides a really nice base for my foundation to lay on top of. A thin, serum-y type of texture, and it's not greasy, but it's not like non-existent either. It's really, really nice. It comes in a nice glass bottle. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I would definitely suggest it to you if you're looking for something like that. All right, the next thing I want to talk about that I've been loving is the gloss I'm wearing on my lips today. This is the Juvia's Place. I think it's called, I hate when people don't put the name on the actual component.
1 hour later.
So this is the Juvia's Place Silky Whipped Gloss. I have mine in the shade Choco Milo. This did come out with the Candy Shop collection. This is the only thing I picked up from the Candy Shop collection. I mean, look at it. Would you look at it?
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
It's swirly, it's chocolatey, it is gorgeous, and on the lips, it is so beautiful. It's definitely pretty pigmented, but you can sheer it out. If I just put a little bit on and then kind of spread it out over my lips, it provides a really pretty like pinkish brown look to the lips. The comfortability is wonderful, the shine is wonderful, the lasting power is pretty good. It's not thick, it's not sticky, it's a really nice gloss. It's a really, really nice gloss. Very lightly scented, like very, very lightly scented. I don't taste it when it's on my lips or anything like that. It's a great gloss. Highly suggest this gloss. And there's other colors as well if you don't like this color. I also did a full face of Joa Beauty recently, which I can link down below. So I'm gonna review most of the products here. I've had a really good chance to test a lot of them. And so this one is coming in the top category. It is their Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. I am very picky with concealers, you guys, like very, very picky. I really don't like 99% of concealers that I come across because I have very dark under eyes, I have very crinkly under eyes, and I like a full coverage matte concealer that does not move. This one, because it says eye serum, I was scared it was going to be slipping and sliding, light coverage, everything that I don't want. So why did I try it? I don't know. But I'm so glad I did because I love this. I got the shade 045 Fair Light with Cool Undertones. It comes out on this little floofy ball thing, and it does a really good job of staying in place. I would call this more satin to matte. So it's not super creamy, it's not super hydrating. So if that's something you're looking for, I don't know that you would like this, which is a little bit misleading, I think, with the name, but overall it does a great job of staying in place. I would say this gives a medium coverage. I've really been enjoying this, especially on days where I'm not wearing like heavy eye makeup, because if I am wearing heavy eye makeup, I want something pretty full coverage under my eyes, but this has been so beautiful for day to day and really good job of lasting power, very different than what I expected it to be. Along those same lines, I've been really enjoying the Essence Keep Me Covered concealers. I've been wearing these all the time as well. I have two shades because the first time I purchased the shade Shell, which was way too light, and I think this was like the fourth shade in the range, which is ridiculous. And I really feel like the shade range on this is really, really bad, which is unfortunate. So I picked up light medium, and so I've been mixing the two together. It's been working for me, but unfortunately the shade range is A, terrible, and B, kind of weird. Like the undertones are really, really weird. But I will say the performance of this is spectacular. It's a medium to high medium coverage, so not full coverage, but it stays in place. It lasts all day. It is more, I would say, a satin matte formula. It's a little bit creamier than this one, a little bit thicker in a way. This one is very, very thin. This one is a little thicker, but it might also just be the applicator because this is just a standard doe foot. Love it. Love it. I've really, really been enjoying these concealers a lot. And that's coming from someone who's very picky about them. All right, and the last thing in the yes, yes, yes category, I picked up another shade of the Oma by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life blush. This one is in the shade Audacity, and it is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. Now, normally I wouldn't put this in a speed reviews because I have already reviewed this formula in a different color in the past. But I had to mention this color because I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I've been reaching for it a lot. It is the blush I'm wearing on my face today. It is more of a rosy tone blush that's neutral. So I feel like it goes with cool tone looks, it goes with warm tone looks. It doesn't have any sort of glimmer or sparkle to it, but it definitely gives a healthy look to the skin. It's not chalky or dry, but it's not shiny and sparkly either. It's very easy to use. It blends out really easily. It's a buildable formula, so you don't get like clown cheeks right off the bat, but you can build it up if you want a lot of pigmentation. I think this is a great formula, and the color Audacity is beautiful. All right, now we're gonna go into the good but not great category. So I did pick up the Unearthly Cosmetics Valentine's Day mystery box. So if you don't want to see a couple of the products from that box, I will put a timestamp right here to tell you where to skip ahead to, because I am gonna talk about a couple of the products now. I'm putting both of these things in the good but not great category. So first I'll start off with the blush palette. So this is the Surrender Glowing Blush Palette. This is not available for purchase on its own, but I do want to review it just in case they do release a palette like this in the future. You can kind of get my thoughts on it. So it does come with 3 blushes that are very sheeny. They're very glowy. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't prefer a glowy blush. I definitely prefer a matte blush or maybe a slightly glowy blush, but these are very glowy. So I've been using these more like a blush topper, but they are quite pigmented. I really like that they've put in 3 very different, very distinct shades. So they're not all the same. You have more of like a peachy tone, a berry tone, and a pink. And I think they did a good job curating that color story. I just don't prefer formulas like this, so this is a total preference thing. I don't find myself reaching for it a lot, but I think for what it is, the formula and the colors are really nice. And then also coming in this category are their satin liquid lipsticks. Yeah, these are the only 3 that I've got in this formula. I've never picked up any from this line before. So the 3 that came in the collection are Delight, Dreamy, and Flirt. So here they are swatched out. This is Delight, Dreamy, and Flirt. I will say the color Dreamy, the one in the middle, the more like pinky nude, has been a go-to for me. I've been fully enjoying it. Like, the color is so beautiful. And the other two are really pretty as well. They're just not colors I reach for all the time. But the only reason this is going more in the good category and not like the top category is it is still a liquid lipstick. They don't dry down completely. They are a satin liquid lipstick. So there is a little bit of give to them, a little bit of hydration. They're not drying per se, but I don't prefer a liquid lipstick over a gloss, over a lip liner, over a bullet lipstick. This is the last kind of lip product I would reach for personally. So again, it's a personal preference thing. If you like liquid lipsticks, this is a really good liquid lipstick formula. I hope that makes sense, but I've been enjoying using these a lot. I definitely like them for liquid lipstick. Like I said, they don't dry down completely, but they dry down enough that I feel like they're not gonna move around. And I especially like that with more darker, bold colors, because I'm scared if I like move the wrong way or like cough or something, it's gonna get everywhere. These I feel like are pretty darn secure without being too drying. Two more things from the Glamlight Strawberry Shortcake collection are coming in the good but not great category. So the first one I want to talk about are the lashes that I'm wearing right now, which are the lashes that came in the collection. They are really pretty. I would say they're pretty darn dramatic, but they're not heavy feeling. They're not hard to apply. I've worn them quite a few times and they've lasted great. I don't feel like they're falling apart. They're good quality lashes. I would say that they're just a little more dramatic than I typically go for, but I do like it for more smoky looks like this. They're just not going in the top category because they're not like my favorite style of lashes or a lash I'm going to reach for all the time. But if you like the style, they are good lashes for an affordable price point. And if you want to support an indie brand, I think it's great. They are really pretty for more dramatic looks. And then the next thing I'm putting in this category is the lip kit that came in the collection. So you have the lipstick, like the bullet lipstick, which is this really pretty pinky red color, and then the gloss as well. Packaging is so adorable. I will say that. So adorable. I think they did such a good job with that. And I really like the color of these. The bullet lipstick I wore more like when I wasn't wearing any eye makeup and I would just pop this on my lips for a pop of color. The formula is really nice. It's very comfortable on the lips. It's more of a satin lipstick, so not matte, not super shiny, just right in the middle. I think they did a great job with it. And then this gloss is really pretty, more of like a jelly texture. So it's a little bit pink, but not super opaque. So you can layer this over a nude lipstick to just get a little touch of a strawberry color, or you can layer it over the lipstick as well, of course. So I've been liking these. Again, the only reason I'm not putting them in the top is I'm not gonna reach for this color all the time. And it's not like wowing me or amazing me, but I really have been enjoying these two lip products, and if you like the colors, if they're your colors, I think you would enjoy them because they're really good. The gloss is scented, but it's very lightly scented to the point where I can really hardly smell it, which is good. It's not overwhelming. The two foundations I want to talk about are the Essence ones, the Keep Me Covered, and the Joa one. Now, I will say about both of these would be in the top category because I think they're both stunning foundations. They make my skin look absolutely beautiful. They're both medium coverage. They're both leaning matte, which I prefer. The only reason why these are coming in where they are is because they break me out. That is just a me thing. I have been having a lot of problems with my skin lately. I don't think these are causing my breakouts, but I have a lot of breakouts, I believe for hormonal reasons. And I find with certain foundations, it flares up the acne. So with both of these foundations, within minutes of putting them on, I feel extreme pain in my chin area. And if I wear them for an extended amount of time, I get very large, under the skin, painful breakouts on my skin. Now, again, that is just me. It's probably not gonna happen to you, but I just wanted to throw that out there. That's the only reason why these are coming in where they are. But I think both of these foundations are so beautiful on the skin. Medium coverage, satin to matte, long wearing. This shade match for the Joa BB cream is the shade Nude. I feel like it matches me really, really nicely. The same thing happened with these that happened with the concealer. I picked up this shade first, which was way too light. This is the shade Warm Shell, and then I picked up the shade Buff. So I've been mixing these together. I probably could get away with Buff by itself, but again, the shade range on this is not good. The shades lean very yellow, so just be aware of that. I have like an olive undertone, so yellow actually is fine for me. I would rather it be yellow than peach or like gray or orange. So anyway, finish of these foundations is beautiful. They just don't agree with my skin, unfortunately. Okay, and then I have a whole bunch of other products from Joa that I want to put in this good but not great category. So first one is this Glow On Girl Bronze and Glow Duo. I have been using this a lot, but I will say I only like the bronzer in this. I don't like the highlight. The bronzer is actually absolutely beautiful. It is what I'm wearing on my face today. I feel like it's a perfect tone for me. It's more of a neutral tone, great for light to light medium skin. It blends very easily. It's the right amount of pigmentation, and I don't have any issues with it at all whatsoever. I wish this came in a single because I think that would be wonderful. This highlight, first of all, I don't really like the tone. I think it's slightly too deep for me. And I don't like the formula. It's a little thick without being shiny. So it kind of sits on the skin kind of funky. It doesn't really give much of an effect. I don't mind a lit from within glow, but it's too heavy. It's like metallic without being shiny. I don't like it. So that's why it's going here. I mean, if this was a single, I would put this in the top category, but it's not. So this is where it's going. The next product is the Air Light Soft Powder Blush. This is in the shade Naked Rose. By the way, the other bad thing about this is the only shade that this bronzer duo comes in, which is ridiculous. This is a really nice matte blush. It's this like warm, peachy terracotta color, which I love. The only reason it's going here is it is a little bit, sometimes it looks a little chalky on my skin. If I've already got like a very matte base, it can look a little chalky and patchy, but I don't think it's that bad. This is like splitting hairs. It's just not like blowing me away, amazing me, stunning type of product, but I've been liking it and enjoying it, and the color's really pretty. The next thing I want to talk about is the Joa Auto Lip Liner. This is in the shade Nude. It is what I'm wearing on my lips underneath that Juvia's Place gloss. I think the color of this is really beautiful. It's a mid-tone warm nude, which is my preference. I'm putting this here just because it's a lip liner. It's pretty standard. It's not blowing me away. You know, a lip liner has to be really special for it to be like a star in my eyes. It has to be very long wearing, or it has to be a unique tone. And this one is pretty. I like it, but it's fine. You know, it's good. I like it. And that's why it's going here. The next one I want to talk about is their Air Light lipstick. This one I got in the shade Fireworks. And if you saw my video, you saw me wear this lipstick. It is beautiful, really pretty reddish orange color. I think the color is stunning and the formula is very unique. It's a very powdery matte bullet lipstick. Right off the bat, it's powdery. So if you don't like a matte lipstick, you wouldn't like this. And it leaves behind a stain, which I think is interesting. Like I did put this on once for a video or for like a short, and then I ended up wiping it off maybe 30 minutes later because I was going to be eating and I didn't want it to get all over my face, and it actually stained my lips for the next few hours. So I think that's really nice with a bold color. It's going to wear off nicely and give your lips a stain. So I thought that was cool. Again, the only reason I'm putting this here is this color. I'm not really gonna wear it all the time, and I did find it to be a little drying. It wasn't the most comfortable matte lipstick I've ever worn, but I think the color is really pretty. If you are looking for a color like this, I think it is a nice lipstick. And then in the Pacifica PR box, I did receive 2 pencil eyeliners. So these are the, doesn't say what the name of them are, but they're pencil eyeliners. The artwork on the pencil is very pretty. I'll put them up on the screen. I don't see what shades they are, but we have a blue and a purple. I think these are really good pencils. They show up in my waterline pretty nicely. They're very pigmented. I like these like bright pastel colors. They're one swipe and they're there. They last pretty well in the eyes. They don't last as long as like the ColourPop ones do on me, but I think they're nice pencils. I'm only putting them here because I prefer the ColourPop ones and they're about the same price, if not cheaper. So I would always opt for those. But I think these are good if you wanted to pick these up, if you happen to see them in the store. I think they're good pencils, especially for the drugstore, especially for a lower price point. They do perform really well. At least these these two colors that I tried. All right, coming in the next category, which is the meh category, two other products from Pacifica. So I'm kind of grouping them together. So I have the Fluffy Lash Mascara and the Lash Serum and Primer from Pacifica. I love the packaging. I think it's really gorgeous with this ombre effect. And I like that they have opposite ombres to each other. They're glass bottles, which I think is really luxurious and really nice. I don't really love the formula of either one of these, the lash primer or the mascara. I would say the mascara is very natural, very, very natural. So if you already have really nice curled full lashes, first of all, I'm jealous. And second of all, if you want just a tint to your lashes, a very natural looking lash, you would probably like this mascara. I just need more help personally. My lashes grow straight down. They don't hold a curl. They're not full. They're not long. So I need a little more zhuzhing. But I have been wearing this on my lower lashes and I have been enjoying it that way. Or I've been wearing it when I'm going to put false lashes on anyway, and it doesn't really matter what my lashes look like. So kind of my point is it's not the worst mascara I've ever tried. I'm going to use it up, but I wouldn't personally repurchase it. And then the lash primer I feel like is okay. It's fine. It gives a little extra something to my lashes. I personally like something with a little more zhuzh to it, something that's going to lift my lashes up a little more, and it just kind of didn't give me a ton. So I think you would like these products if you already have nice lashes, which I don't have. And I did receive these in PR. I hope I said that. Okay, now we're in the bottom category, all right? So these are the products that just did not work out for me. They're not good, in my opinion.
That's my opinion!
I did not like this foundation at all. This is the NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. Blurring my butt. Because this didn't blur anything. In fact, it emphasized everything. When I tried this, I've only worn this maybe 2, 3, 4 times, but I could not bring myself to wear it again. I just hated how it looked on my skin. At the time that I used this, my skin was definitely leaning drier. I had dry patches on my skin, and the first time I used it, I didn't prep my skin very well, and it looked atrocious. You may have seen that video, and if you did, you know. After that, I tried to prep my skin with more hydration underneath, and I just felt like it looked so bad on my skin. It clung to dry spots. It sunk into every line on my face. It emphasized every pore. It sat on top of my skin. It didn't become one with the skin. It didn't last well at all. Within hours, it was coming off of my skin. And to top it off, the shade is way too light. So automatically, when a shade is too light, I just feel like it looks so much worse. It looks so much more dry. And looking in the component, like from here, it looks like it would match me. But when it comes out and I put it on my face, it was way lighter than it looks in here, which I think is kind of weird. But I have the shade 05 Vanilla, so way too light for me. Should have at least gone up 2 or 3 shades, just so you know. I didn't enjoy this one at all. I'm definitely going to declutter this and give it to somebody else. The next thing that I really didn't enjoy is the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. I got the shade Light, which is the lightest shade. I really didn't enjoy this, mainly for the color. It's a very cool toned contour, which I should have maybe gotten the next shade up. Possibly it would have been a little more like neutral. That's my bad. I mean, it's a contour, so I should have maybe thought about it more, but even just the swatch online didn't look as cool toned as it actually is. It made my skin look like I'd rubbed dirt on my face, and that's not the look I'm going for, okay? It's just not. So mostly the color was way too cool toned, and the formula itself was a bit thick, very pigmented, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. Something else that I tried in that testing a full face of Joa Beauty was their lip oil. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. It's already in my declutter pile, ready to go to one of my sister-in-laws. I didn't like it. And maybe they won't like it either. We'll see. It was just way too overly scented to the point where I could taste it. And I don't mind when lip products are scented in a yummy way, right? Like baked goods or fruity, but it literally tasted like perfume. Like I'd sprayed perfume. You know the Banaka like mint spray, but perfume. Seriously. The back of my throat was stinging and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I don't recommend it. And then the last products I want to talk about that didn't work out for me are also from Pacifica. This did come in the PR box that they sent me. Both of these products I feel pretty much the same about. So this is the Pore Warrior Everyday Lotion. So it is for oily to combo skin. And then their Glow Baby Eye Bright Cream. So it's an eye cream and a moisturizer. Now, I felt like as soon as I put both of these on my skin, it was as if they evaporated. And not only evaporated, my skin felt drier than it did before I put them on. I don't want that. If I put a moisturizer or an eye cream on, I want it to moisturize my skin. I would say even if you're very oily, I don't think that these are good because it made my skin feel like the moisture was sucked out of them. I'm being a little dramatic, but it's true. So I personally wouldn't recommend these products. Yeah. I didn't enjoy them at all. All right, and that is it for this speed reviews video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. Have you tried any of these products that I talked about today? If you did, let me know your little speed reviews on them. I love hearing from you in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, both beauty and fashion videos, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.